Good morning, Arabella. So I am going to read chapter 2 to you. And as we read chapter 2, I want you to be sure to be paying attention to the trouble that happens. Okay? Because as readers and writers, we want to notice what is happening in our stories, what the trouble is, and how that trouble is eventually resolved after it escalates. So let's read chapter 2. The Infinity Spinner. Luna, Vic yelled. No! It's too late, Allie said. She tried to look in Luna's mouth. She swallowed it. Hey, at least Luna fetched, said Max. Fetching usually involves bringing something back. Juniper said. Allie couldn't tell if she was angry or making a joke, but she looked worried. Excuse me, ma'am, but what was that thing? Asked Allie. She imagined all kinds of bad things happening to Luna. It was glowing. It's not going to explode, is it? She wrapped her arms around Luna. No, 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 Juniper sighed as if she saw this sort of thing every day. Nothing of the sort. Luna will be just fine. I don't think it's good for her to swallow anything whole, Vic said. We should probably take her to the VET. He had to spell it because Luna hated going to the veterinarian, and she'd run and hide if she heard him say the word out loud. Good idea, said Juniper, because we need that infinity spinner back. The sooner, the better. I have a lot to teach you. Allie looked at Vic, who looked at Max. What's an infinity spinner? Max asked. And will it do something bad to Luna? Allie asked. It won't do anything, at least not on its own. It's kind of like a GPS that works in time and space, Juniper said. But it can't fall into the wrong hands. She looked at Luna. Or stomachs. Juniper must have been able to tell that Allie wasn't believing any of this because she said, I know it sounds crazy, but your future depends on us getting that spinner back. What is that supposed to mean? Vic asked. I will explain everything once the vet... Shh, Vic said. She knows that word. He covered Luna's ears with his hands. I'll explain everything once the VET helps Luna, I promise. But we don't have a lot of time to waste, said Juniper. Allie ran over to her parents' desk and found the vet's number. Her hands were shaking, so Vic took the phone and made the call. When he told them it was an emergency, Allie's heart felt like it was beating extra hard. If only she'd taken Luna out earlier, none of this would have happened. Luna was only a puppy. She didn't know any better. Everything will be okay. Max brought the leash to Allie. Allie attached it to Luna's collar, and all 5 of them left the little shop on the corner. We walk to the VET all the time, Allie told Juniper. She gets into a lot of trouble. Juniper laughed. I know. Max raised his eyebrows at Allie. She shrugged. Maybe Juniper had seen them walking to the vet before. She didn't care. She just wanted Luna to be safe. Luna seemed to be feeling fine, but when they got closer to the vet, the dog realized where they were going. She began bouncing around and barking. Luna pulled so hard, she nearly dragged Allie off the sidewalk. Juniper tried to help, but before she could, Luna twisted just right and slipped out of her collar. She ran down the sidewalk and away from the vet, dashing between people as she went. Luna! All 3 kids yelled and chased after her. Juniper yelled for them to wait for her, but they kept going. They had to stop Luna from running away, or worse, running into traffic. Max was the fastest, sprinting ahead of Vic and Allie. Luna looked back at them twice, but she just kept running. It looked like she was even smiling at them, enjoying the chase. Luna! Allie pretended she had something in her hand. Treat! Genius, Max said. Luna stopped running. She turned to them. She sniffed the sidewalk. She sniffed a man's shoe. The man grabbed at Luna, relieved that someone had stopped to help. All 3 kids ran toward him. But he had a smile on his face that wasn't entirely friendly. And he was wearing a long cloak like Juniper's, only it looked like it was made out of something like tinfoil, which didn't make any sense in the middle of the afternoon. Actually, it didn't make sense at any time. Allie did not like the look on his face, and she wanted her puppy back. No, Juniper yelled when she saw him, startling everyone. The man let go of Luna and ran. Luna went right on sniffing. Who is that? Vic asked. Just get the dog, Juniper yelled. Fast! Then Luna started chasing her tail. What in the world is she doing? Allie asked. I think she forgot about the VET, Max said. Now's our chance to catch her, Allie said. They snuck up on Luna as she spun 5 times, happily playing with her own tail like it was the very first time she'd seen it. But just as Vic was about to grab her, they were blinded by a flash of light. Then the 3 of them were lifted off their feet and everything seemed to spin. The last thing Allie heard Juniper yelling, "Wait!" When the flash of light was gone, the spinning stopped. Allie rubbed her eyes. They were no longer standing on a sidewalk in the city. They were in the middle of the ocean on the deck of a very large ship. Okay, so your job as a reader today, you're going to do some writing as a reader. I would like you to comment in the comments of this assignment. I want you to tell me what the trouble was, how the trouble got worse, okay? And can you make any connections? Connections. Do you remember that we as readers can make connections to ourselves, or we can make connections to other books that we've read, or we can make connections to the world around us? I made a connection in my brain to another book that we have read. Maybe your connection will be the same. I don't know, but I look forward to finding out. So remember, 3 things. What was the trouble at the start of the chapter? How did the trouble get worse as the chapter went on? And what connection can you make? 3 things, okay? Good luck, have fun. I'll talk to you later.